Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals. I'm here with some exclusive action from the ESET UK Masters, and for those of you who don't know, this week I'm actually looking at all of the finalists who've earned themselves a seed in the grand finals on the 22nd to 25th of March, just to give you, the viewer, a better insight into what their playstyle is, what they do, how it works, and really who you might want to be cheering for. So today the finalist I am looking at is from Madals Esports. It is HeroMarine. And his opponent down in the lower left is the blue Protoss player from Quantic. It is HwangSin. So TvP is coming up, and HeroMarine, let's talk a little bit about him, how he got here, and just really what you might need to know. So he's actually the youngest competitor we have got in the ESET UK Masters Finals. He's only 15 and he's from Germany, and he's actually played with Madals Esports for quite a while. So I believe he signed in November 2011, and as a result of that, he's definitely been around. He's done some great stuff. He's been to Home Story Cup a few times. He's been very, very good in a lot of online events. But I think, as far as I'm aware, this is the first major tournament that he's actually qualified through to the finals for. So this is really, really exciting for him, and it's exciting for all of us because he's had some great play. And he took out people like Happy Zerg. He also took out Strelok in the finals of the 3rd, 4th place match in the 2nd Invitational qualifier to earn his seed. The only person he lost to in the Invitational qualifier to get knocked down was in the semi-finals, where he got knocked out, unfortunately, by Crank. And of course Crank is an exceptionally good player, so nothing to be ashamed of there. I've also cast a lot of HeroMarine on my channel anyway, and I've seen him beat some really solid people. He's probably one of the dark horses of this event, of players who could really, really shake things up, so keep an eye out for that. For the moment though, he's just getting down that single rack, single gas, 3 workers now in there. Meanwhile, for HwangSin, he's getting down the gas and the gateway. So it was a gas before the gate, actually, very, very early on. So we'll wait to see what he's going to do with that. In terms of strategy in TvP, at the time of this game, it was all really just about the fact that the Mothership Core allowed you to be a bit more aggressive. On the Terran side, things hadn't changed up too much. It's still very much Marine Marauder, Medevac is good. Hellbats do come in, Widow Mine, Hellbat sort of play can be influential. Marine Marauder Mine is actually great, and something that a lot of Terrans have been experimenting with. Full on mech, it is more doable because you can hit some nice timing pushes with siege tanks and also those Widow Mines and Hellbats, which make things a little more interesting. But we'll wait to see what Marines got in store for us. He's probably just going to chuck down this command center now, go take the watchtower. Meanwhile though, for HwangSin, he's taking down his Nexus really early, and what's interesting to me is the fact that he's got an awful lot of gas up, so he's probably gonna chuck down that Mothership Core fairly early on, I'd imagine, because there's no other reason you get it down quite so soon. Kind of boosting out a Stalker, and yeah, Stalker, we've got the Warp Gate tech coming down, still 100 gas sitting there, so that is an awful lot of gas awfully early on, and as a result he's going to be able to tech exceptionally heavily very, very quickly through this game. This single Reaper now for Marine is just wandering around. I'm going to go and have a look, see the Nexus coming. That's just the sort of nice scouting information on. The Stalker is going to come and intercept this Reaper pretty early on. Reapers are just so quick though, they're just for scouting, is why a lot of Terran players get them at this early point. Meanwhile, HeroMarine, he's also getting up the factory and the reactor there, so nothing too out of the ordinary. Things looking just quite nice, things looking like we're going to be getting into the mid-game stages. So while we wait to see if that's going to come down and what does come down as a result of that, let me remind you, if you want to know more about the tournament or anything like that, check out ESETUKMasters.com. Also, you can find more information on their Twitter and also on my Twitter, which is on screen, but their Twitter is at ESETUKMasters. The YouTube, the Twitch channel, everything like that is all just /ESETUKMasters, so nice and easy to find. Now, Starport coming on after this, so it's going to be most likely going into some kind of fun play with Hellbats, maybe with Medevac in order to heal it up. That's something that I know is very potent. HwangSin, he's getting down the Twilight Council. He's also getting the double gateways down. And this game is likely to just get very, very tech heavy very quickly from what we're seeing. And here comes the armory as well, and this was before the balance change where you acquired the transformation servos upgrade from a factory tech lab in order to morph Hellions into Hellbats. So that's why this build is very potent. Hellbat drops are also another possibility still. I don't remember off the top of my head if this game was played when you could only fit 2 Hellbats into a medevac, but I'm sure we'll get that revealed should we need to know it. And as we can see, that Stalker getting pushed back by the bunker. Nice and generalized play here out of HeroMarine. He's just making sure he gets that safe. The robotic facility coming out for HwangSin behind this. The Reaper desperately trying to go up against the Stalker is not going to win the fight, unfortunately. The Stalker survives with 2 health. It was very, very close. Blink is also on its way down though. Now, the medevac coming out, we've got the 4 Hellions already, morphing into Hellbats, 2 Widow Mines following this up as well. So apparently you can still go for the 4 Hellbat drops in this version of the game. So of course this is going to be scary times, because suddenly you can do an exceptionally large amount of damage very, very fast, and in it comes. This probe line could get absolutely decimated. It's something that without doubt HwangSin needs to be very, very careful of. The Stalkers are coming to push up towards this 3rd base position, which isn't down, but it's just due to this proxy pylon coming there, which will allow, hopefully anyway, these units to come through. Now, HwangSin is starting to pull back, clearly not feeling too confident. I don't know if he saw anything such as this medevac coming over he shouldn't have done, but just going back to that watchtower to make sure no push is coming, but that means that there is nothing defended here. The warp gates have just warped in as well, so there's not going to be any units that can get warped through for quite a while. More Hellbats are coming down, and they're doing a good amount of damage. A quick transfer down to the natural base. The Stalker's getting pulled back. We've still got a couple more seconds before any warp-ins can occur, and that means that this is just some really nice damage. Another boost coming down from this medevac straight over the top of the Stalkers though, so it does need to be very careful. Drops the Hellbats anyway. 3 manage to get out before they die, and a lot of probes are getting killed here, and we can see really just huge amounts of damage are being done by HeroMarine. Already killing 24 probes, managed to get 24 in total. That actually puts him 20 workers ahead of the Protoss player. That is insanely good, and with mules as well, it's absolutely astronomical. So Widow Mines are coming down. We've got a couple out already, I do believe. So where are they hiding? Somewhere around the map, I have no doubt. But now it's really up to HwangSin to try and put on some more pressure. He's pushing forward with these Stalkers, but with the bunker with the Hellbats there and the medevac, it's not much, and the SCVs will have to get pulled, but this counter push could be great. There goes the Blink straight away onto those Hellbats, instantly pulling all the SCVs, but because of the Stalkers' positions, not many SCVs can actually get into repair, but they do manage to get all the way around that bunker, staying up and just dealing so much damage. Really, really nice instant reaction out of HeroMarine, but with the Observer, a blink up into the high ground could go down. These Widow Mines are going to be able to take them down, but with the Observer there, of course, you know that the units are sitting there, so you're not going to run your Stalkers into it. As we see, the Blink Stalkers doing some nice damage. SCVs, a tank now out as well, the Viking even getting landed, and that tank will do some nice damage, especially if it's got some meat shields in the form of those SCVs. And the Stalkers have to be very careful not to come too far forwards, because otherwise they will get in range of those Widow Mines and will start getting one-shotted. But as we see, the tank now sieging up. A great blink forward though by HwangSin. HeroMarine having to go for a bit of an emergency and pull all of the workers as quickly as he can. He's trying to take out as many of these Stalkers as possible. The Marines doing a good amount of damage now, but they do not have stim. The Stalkers do manage to get their way out, and if we look at the worker count, still HeroMarine is ahead in terms of the workers, and that's the really important thing for him. He's got more of these Widow Mines around absolutely everywhere. The Observer's still sitting up there, and this relentless blink up and down is just incredibly frustrating. More Stalkers are going to be able to get kills, and more SCVs are of course going to die, but pulling them back, the tanks are really starting to get up in numbers now. And the problem for HwangSin is he's just having to lose so many units, and he's losing so many as well, but it's because his income isn't so great that he can't really afford to get much more out. So much of his time is spent microing these Stalkers that actually he's going to start running into problems. Widow Mines are burrowing everywhere, and ultimately, as long as they're a bit back from the ledge, you won't be able to kill them with the Stalkers from the low ground, so you'd have to blink up, which will get you in range of the, obviously, splash damage. So we've now got 4 more Hellbats coming over. I believe that Observer did spot it, and yes, it did, because here come the Stalkers coming down to try and snipe it off, but with the boost ability, Medevac's just so quick indeed, but the Stalkers desperately trying to chase it down. Are they going to be able to get in the range? Another blink does hit, but there's a boost, and it does fall. That is incredibly unfortunate right there, and of course the physics engine getting put to the max on the prettiness of how things die. So HeroMarine, he's just pumping out more and more units. He's got the Viking still there. He could really do with a scan just to pick off that Observer. That would be absolutely brilliant for him, because if he was able to do that, then obviously there'd be no vision on this high ground. The Blink Stalkers would get shut down quite heavily. In terms of the worker count, HeroMarine still slightly ahead. He's still got those 2 mules coming out, and he's got a more sizable force as well now. 63 army supply to 31. It's definitely his game to lose at the moment. Upgrades, none out. There is +1 vehicle weapons just getting started. The Forge just getting started as well now for HwangSin, who's desperately trying to get his probe count a little bit higher. Got this Immortal back at home, got a couple of units there, but ultimately he's just got to be really, really cautious, because while he's containing the Terran player is also getting out a good number of units. He's still able to get a very, very comfortable amount of income through, and he's still checking behind it. Now we see the Widowmine stun move forward, but with the vision of the high ground there, scan finally goes off, and the Observer takes a volley off of the Vikings and does manage to get taken out. That was absolutely essential for HeroMarine, and now those Widowmines are suddenly an awful lot more dangerous because there's no vision. But with so few Stalkers there and so many Marines, Hellbats and tanks, I think we're going to actually see that HeroMarine just starts moving out and marches across the map. But back at home for HwangSin, he does have that Immortal, he does have more sentries than Zealots, but as we can see, the Stalkers desperately trying to delay this push as long as possible. Charge and +1 are on their way out for HwangSin, but +1 vehicle weapons is nearly complete for HeroMarine, and it most certainly will be complete by the time he gets across the map. So as we're seeing now, this push just slowly starting to move forward, getting closer and closer to the inevitable death or potential death of HwangSin, unless he by some miracle manages to hold. The Terran player definitely going to want to take out these rocks just to avoid a couple of force fields slicing his army in half, sending a single Marine up first as well to get a quick look at what has my opponent got there. Am I able to take it out? Rocks are now down, and here comes this mech Marine force on its way in. The tanks sieging up in some very nice positions. This is suddenly hugely problematic for the Protoss player. There is the 3 Immortals out, but with only 3 Immortals there, this is going to be fairly tough. There comes down the Photon Overcharge. The tanks in a great position, and this is HwangSin's last stand. He's trying his best to try and hold this off. Some good force fields, block quite a few units there, but as we can see, while the Guardian Shield is good, while the force fields are good, HeroMarine is still just able to sit back there. He's still just able to wait, bide his time, and just try and coax out this force. And he's going forward now. He's got the Marines there. The Hellbats tanking up quite a bit of damage. Vision on the high ground granted by the Viking and Medevac. We see the Immortals. One of them has gone down. The Stalker count getting ever lower. All the tanks still up as well. That's the really big problem. But this Nexus is actually doing a surprising amount of damage, warping in a couple, trying to warp in that Mothership Core yet again. The Immortals don't have any shields, which means they take full damage from the tanks. One falls. The second and last one does now go down. The Stalkers are there, and there is the GG HeroMarine. He was victorious, so congratulations to him. And what do you think? Let us know in the comment section below, in the Team Liquid thread and everything like that. What do you reckon? Does HeroMarine have a chance in these finals? Could he be the underdog that comes through and takes the advantage, the dark horse of the event? Remember, ESETUKMasters.com, and on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch and YouTube, for ESET UK Masters is the tag for all of them. And of course, if you want to follow me on screen now, and of course subscribe to this YouTube channel, because I will be putting up more hype videos for ESET in a big playlist for you all to watch and enjoy. I'm Madals, thanks for watching, catch you soon.